creativity, empathy, resilience, kindness, and self.
Hi everyone. One of the important foundations of healthy social and emotional well-being is resilience. It's the R in perks. Resilience is the ability to bounce back again and again with each obstacle we face or if things don't go our way. A good way to think about resilience is to imagine what happens when you throw a ball on the ground. It bounces. So what's the opposite of resilience? Well, imagine what happens when you drop an egg on the ground. It goes splat. And that's what happens if we don't develop skills to help us respond to obstacles we face in everyday life. We feel flat and overwhelmed and stuck in our feelings and the problem. It means we can react more like a jellyfish or shark instead of a dolphin. Being resilient is something we need to choose to do. We want to bounce like a ball and not splat like an egg. But when we are resilient, instead of bending or crumpling because of what is happening, we need to stretch and learn not to let the problem keep us down and upset, but instead bounce back to our usual selves. So, how can we be resilient? Resilience isn't a personality trait or something we are born with. Like our other perk skills, it's a dynamic learning process that we have to practice each and every day. So what does resilience look like? When we are being resilient, we stay calm and in control when things don't go our way. We choose not to fight, take flight, or freeze when we get very upset or stressed. We calm ourselves down within a reasonable amount of time. We bounce back to doing what we were doing. When we are not being resilient, we get upset quickly when things don't go our way. We choose a fight response when we are angry, sad, or worried. Or we take flight by stopping our activity or spending a lot of time alone. We stay upset for a long time and get stuck in our feelings. We are slow to bounce back to doing our schoolwork or being with others. Ways to be resilient include responding in a positive way to negative events or challenges, giving things a go or trying our best even though we might fail, managing our feelings and behaviours when faced with difficulties, standing up for ourselves in a calm, confident and respectful way, like a dolphin, or getting back into shape after we've been bent or stretched. There are 5 P's that can help us think about resilience. The 5 P's stand for positive, perspective, problem solve, purpose, and persevere. Looking at them one by one, we can think about the positives to come out of the situation. Consider some of the different ways or perspectives we can look at the situation. Look at some things we could do to help in the situation or problem solve. Or think about how we can encourage ourselves to keep moving forward or persevere. In terms of perspective, it can be helpful to put our problems into perspective using the catastrophe scale. Think of a scale from 0 to 10. 0 means there is no problem, right up to 10, which is the worst ever. For example, if you were being eaten alive by a shark, that would be a 10. Whereas your ice cream falling out of its cone could be a 1. Problems that are rated 0 to 4 can be easily overcome, and often we can do this by ourselves. Situations that are rated 5 to 10 are more challenging and need different strategies and help from other people to help us overcome. By using our catastrophe scale, we can take a moment to consider what is happening and if it is actually as bad as we first thought. Just taking a minute can help us put things into perspective. By taking a step back to get some perspective, we are better able to use our thinking brain rather than our emotional brain. So, whatever the challenge, take a moment to think about the situation and how we can make sure we bounce back. Regardless of the size of the problem, we can bounce back by remaining positive, accepting that negative things can happen, looking for the positives in situations, talking to someone, be a dolphin, not a jellyfish, not being afraid to make mistakes. Mistakes are proof we are trying. Continuing to try, setting ourselves a goal and taking baby steps until we reach it. Accepting that change happens all the time. Improving our problem-solving skills and getting help when we need it. Nobody expects you to do everything on your own. Remember, we all need to practice building our resilience every day. You might still feel stressed sometimes, but it's how you deal with it that counts. Rather than going splat, with practice, everybody can learn how to bounce back after negative things happen.